Welcome to Beyond Content Marketing, the podcast that explores the interconnected world of digital marketing beyond the content itself. I'm your host, Chrisette, and this is a passion project of SetteWriter Services. Here's the thing about content marketing. It doesn't exist in a vacuum. The best content marketers understand that their success depends on mastering adjacent skills, technical SEO, copywriting psychology, data analytics, user experience design, and cultural intelligence, especially here in the Asian and Australasian markets. That's exactly why Beyond Content Marketing podcast exists. While most marketing podcasts focus on tactics within their own silos, we're having conversations with specialists and practitioners who make great content marketing actually work. We're talking to SEO experts who understand how search algorithms work in different channels, the copywriters who know what drives conversions in Jakarta versus in Melbourne, the data analysts who can tell why your content performs better in different regions. As part of SetWriter Plus services, this podcast reflects our belief that today's content professionals need to think like strategic generalists while respecting the deep expertise of specialists. We're not here to make you an expert in everything. We're here to help you ask better questions, understand the bigger picture, and build stronger relationships with the experts who can elevate your content strategy. Each episode, we're going beyond the surface level content marketing advice to explore technical, cultural, and strategic insights that separate good content from great results, particularly in our dynamic Asian and Australasian markets. So whether you're a content marketer looking to expand your strategic thinking or a business owner trying to understand how all these digital pieces fit together, you're in the right place. So let's get started. Let me welcome our very special guest for our pilot episode. Gab Valimento is a seasoned digital marketing expert with 12 years of experience who began his journey in 2013 as a web developer before becoming an SEO specialist when he embraced full-time freelancing. As the owner of Ameticia Digital Marketing and founder of the SEO Workout community, Gab has established himself as a trusted voice in the Philippine digital marketing landscape. His passion for sharing knowledge extends to his role as a podcaster at SEOkwentuhan.com, where he regularly discusses SEO strategies tailored for the local market and even global. A sought-after speaker, Gab has recently shared his expertise at prestigious events including the 2024 World of Search Conference and Baguio SEO Talks. His commitment to education is evident through his guest speaking engagements at academic institutions like Bulacan Agricultural State College and Batangas State University in 2024, as well as earlier appearances at PeepCon Light in 2022 and Fernandez College of Arts and Technology in 2019. Known for his practical approach to SEO and dedication to empowering Filipinos, entrepreneurs, and marketers, Gab's insights bridge the gap between global best practices and local implementation strategies. Hello, Gab! How are you today?
Hello. Yeah, I'm good. It's a happy Friday. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for accommodating us today, and I'm really excited what you will share with me and to our audience. Can you I'm really curious. Can you walk me through how you started your profession as an SEO specialist? And I heard that you started as a web developer.
Yeah, that's right. I was a web developer. I started a web developer because I graduated as a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. So back then, I was just teaching myself to code PHP, create websites, HTML, CSS. And then right after I graduated, I applied to several companies that are hiring for web developer or even as a designer because I can also design, use Photoshop back then. So when I apply for a job, one company contacted me and they offered me to be page on page web developer, and it is a SEO company.
Wow, those were the days. Photoshop.
Right.
And I'm curious, like, what was that aha moment when you realized SEO is really something that you want to pursue seriously?
Originally, back then, I don't really think that SEO will be my permanent job. So I'm still looking for web development gigs back then, still practicing my skills in HTML, PHP, and JavaScript. But then 2 years after I left that company, that's that I think the aha moment for me, because I started learning the things that the company is doing. Because of course back then we don't know that much of an SEO. Like it's not an actual thing that you'll get to learn from universities. There's maybe a few blogs that can help you and teach you, but I'm just lucky to be working into a company that is offering SEO services. I learned on page, off page, but I don't get to practice them. So when I started freelancing, that's the time that I implemented those knowledge, and then I think this is the path. I realized that this is a path that I want to take until now.
It's so cool. I'm curious, do you have like a mentor back then? Because I started in 2011 and everything was like I learned along the way. But that's me on the side of writing and content marketing. But how about you? Like what was it like?
Yeah, forums.
Yeah,
So
Faro.
the mentors that I think they're my mentor back then is those of my supervisor, my team members. They are my mentor back then. Every time they give me a task and you have to research about it, how to do this, how to do that. And then one of the resources that I always read is from Moz. This is until now, I always give it to my students, to just read the beginner course of Moz, and then you'll understand how the fundamental is working in terms of this, if you want to really learn about SEO.
That's so true. What character was molded into you when you were doing those and learning along the way with your peers, with your colleagues?
I guess it's the process of understanding the task first, and then trying it on your own.
Ah.
Because if you will not implement those things that you learn, I feel like it's a waste of knowledge. Or if you cannot practice that, then you'll not be able to remember or apply this on a different website or a different client.
I agree because at the end of the day, if you read all this, even the beginner's guide and all, it's really about, doing it and in actual, even if you
Implementing
make mistakes, right? I'm sure you made some mistakes back
a
then,
lot. Yeah.
trial and error. Do you remember anything in particular that is like
Oh,
memorable to you and it's like, okay, I got it?
all right. Yeah, yeah, I have. I still can remember those, even it's 12 years ago. The scenario is that I'm working on two websites back then, and I'm trying to fix their HT access file on their website. And then what I did is that I saved the other one to the wrong website, and then they redirect on each other website. So until now, what's the lesson from that is that you should not be messing around HT access. If you're gonna work on one website, then just focus on this. Do not multitask.
Actually have a lot of questions because I know you're the guy to call on when it comes to anything in SEO tech. But I'm curious like about when you decided to start teaching others.
All right. So um, I think that happened when I was invited into the first ever conference that I attended. That was 2022, from PipCon Light. So my mentor invited me to speak, and it is my first, time to be there. And then when I deliver my speech, they said that it feels like you're not a first timer when you like discuss something. So that's when I realized that maybe I can teach SEO in the future, because they're telling me that, or they're reaching out to me when if I do have a blog, or if I do have a social media to follow me. That's the time that I think I need to do something about this.
Definitely it's like, that's where you tested the market that hey, there's a demand. Now, what about that? Do you remember the first success you had with SEO that made you really think like, okay, this is actually working?
All right. So when I started freelancing, I used to apply to jobs on Upwork, and then those are like direct clients that you can optimize their website. That's hourly rate, and then that client, until now, I'm doing some SEO for her. So it's already 7 years, and we're still in contact. We're still doing some gigs. So I realized that it's working. My strategies are working because back then her business is just a small clinic in Australia. Now, 7 years, she owned one building just for that clinic. It really helps them, and I feel that my job or my work is really doing something for the business, for the client, and they're helping it grow.
Oh, that's so amazing. How does that feel when, you are see the success of your client and you're part of it, right? And you witness it.
At first, I don't really think that my what I'm just updating metadata. I'm just uploading content. I don't think that this is gonna help the business that back then. But when the customers are coming in and they are organically coming from Google or local map, and that's what I can say. It's coming from my strategies or the things that I'm doing on her website. I'm very very happy because I was able to help someone grow their business as well as like offer it to other person their services.
That's true. Is it add this little thing, this one item, but they really have a huge impact. It's like
Right.
compounding effect when you are consistent, and you saw that, right? You experienced that yourself. So when you're not into knee deep in keywords and analytics, which I know you're doing it maybe 24/7, what do you enjoy doing that might surprise people?
All right, so I'm a dad now, and I have two kids. So every time the work shift ends, I always spend a lot of time with them, playing with them. But one of the hobby that we do with my wife is that we are playing some online games.
Is that ML?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to be a support, and then she's the carry.
That's so nice. That's so nice. What do you think of SEO, like in general? We are like you've been here since 20, let's say 2020, and you saw a lot of changes and really a lot of things going on. But what do you think is SEO right now for 2025 and even beyond?
All right. So I think the fundamental of SEO is still the same. Like if you know how to optimize a website, how to keyword research, and then optimize content, those are still working, and you can still offer those services. But a very big chunk of it are now evolving fast because of AI. So whenever you have like option to do some automation, you have to really understand it and then apply it into your own processes.
Definitely, when it comes, I would agree with that. I mean, sometimes, it can feel like we all know that there's this tagline right now that SEO is dead. I don't know if you're,
That's been there since 2012, I think.
yeah. It's been there like ever since like, SEO is dead and then something comes up. And so how do you now help our fellow Filipinos, level up with the skills that they have in terms of SEO?
That's right. I agree with you. And that's also one of my job as a coach or as a instructor to help them at least start with the fundamentals and then give them more information about what's happening in the market or what's the trend. Because if you don't do something like that, your students and then you as well will become obsolete or those strategies will not work again at this time. So you really need to invest more time to learn the new things and then study so that you can also share it with your students.
That's true. Always evolving, always upskilling. And what's the most rewarding part of teaching SEO to fellow Filipinos that keeps you motivated?
Yeah, well, it's seeing my students land their jobs, and then whenever they direct message me on my social media that, hey, coach, I was hired by someone, and then technical SEO, then it helped them a lot. Because my course is like, they can study it right now, but they can also always go back to it once they have it. They need to implement it somewhere. So that's usually what's the case. And as well as when I see some students that are also answering questions from newbies, I'm very flattered and honored for sharing my knowledge to them because they're also giving it back to the people that wants to be in the SEO industry.
Wow, yeah. It's really like it feels your heart to see the comments or even, the personal chats that they will tell you, Coach, you really helped me and I've landed the job. But right now with you, what are the courses that you're offering to them? And how
Okay.
is your approach in teaching? Like, is it like virtual or do you also do face to face right now?
Available courses right now are technical SEO and then SEO Sprint. That one will be about strategies, content, and I tried to separate different aspects on one course so that they can choose which one to learn and then deep dive on it. Because I know that there's a lot of courses available out there, and they're mostly combination of all. And I don't think that's my strategy that would work for me because I really want them to just perhaps focus on technical because I think 60% or not more or less of SEOs are having a hard time implementing technical things. So especially here in the Philippines. So my approach is that I just give them whatever I experienced and then whichever working with my strategies. And of course, I made it Taglish so that they can easily understand everything, especially the technical terms.
Right now, a lot of Filipinos, they also want to upskill and they want to earn more because we are so blessed with opportunities in terms of work from home, a hybrid. How do you help like somebody who's really like a newbie, who wants to be a freelancer? So how do you like, teach SEO?
I don't really like go straight teaching them SEO, what is SEO or anything. If they're keen to be a freelance, maybe they do a different job and then wants to be a freelancer. What I always do is that I set their mindset that freelancing is not an easy job that you just take courses and then you offer the services. It's not a rocket science that's straightforward. You need to be able to at least implement that on your website and then try it yourself, your strategies, and that's the only time that you can offer those services because you'll be implementing those on the website and that could impact their business as well.
Let's say erasing all my 14 years of experience.
Mhm.
And I wanted to learn about tech SEO. What is my first step?
All right. Well, I think it's about building your own website. If
Yeah.
it's not possible, like if you don't have the budget yet, then you can apply for an entry level or maybe to be an intern into an SEO company. I'm sure there's a lot of SEO company here in the Philippines locally, but there's also other SEO companies that are teaching newbies if they have some certification that they took, for example, basic SEO or something. I think that's the best way to learn as a newbie. It's taking some internship from SEO agency because they already have SOPs, they already have strategies there. They will not really give you that kind of hard task that you need to figure out yourself.
Because of AI and all this stuff. Why would I even spend or why would I invest my money on SEO? Because, people are using social media, right? What do you think if it's a business owner and telling this to you right now?
All right. Well, whenever I do have a meeting with a potential client on a discovery call, I have this survey that will ask them, for example, if they really know their USPs, if they have understand the target audience that they want, and if there are like any existing channels that they're looking for to optimize for something. Because I know here in the Philippines, locally, there's a lot of people spending more time in social media than searching in Google, right? Therefore, you need to really do some market research first and then offer your services to the right people. I think that's the really the best way to do something if you want to implement SEO in your website.
Definitely. It's really more of like for companies, it's like, do you be building your brand on a rented asset like social media, right? Or will you be building your brand on your own asset, like your website?
And there are also businesses that are not, sometimes they're not ready to have SEO. So you really need to dig that, ask questions to your clients to make sure that they're perfect as a candidate of your service.
So what is that process when you have this discovery call with your client, or do you already have like a funnel like, no, this person is not for me, or no, this person is for me? And because Because sometimes, like being a freelancer or offering as a service provider, you also want to, make money and have a lot of clients and serving a lot of clients. But where is that boundary? Like, okay, this is whom I will serve. What do you think about?
Yeah, well, if you're really focusing on a specific niche, of course you have the strategies already that's working. Then it will be easier for you to speak with the client, explain to them what you're gonna do and how they're gonna perform. Usually, whenever there's a client that reach out to me, I will go to their website immediately and then check the current situation of their website. How we missing Are we missing something with the content, with the links, with the technical? And that's the time that I'm gonna tell them, okay, we need to do something like this. We need to focus on this. And then if I notice that the competition is too high, then I don't think it's SEO is perfect for you right now. You need to be focused on building your brands first, or maybe try different channels to help you with the SEO in the future.
That's right. That's right. It's really more on also giving them direction. Let's face it, SEO is a long game, right? That's why there are like organic efforts. But if you want results, there's also like paid ads. Now, my question to you is, do you think we should focus on a niche or just, spread things out and try different niche? Like, would you like, what would you say?
If you're a beginner and you're like, let's say 6 months doing SEO, you need to be focusing on a specific niche first, because you really need to build your own case studies and portfolio first before you do or offer some services to other niches, because that would be a different story every time. So since I've been doing SEO for 12 years and I have handled different CMS, different websites, different niches, I think I'm capable of optimizing more niche that I'm when I'm starting. But there are also other fields that I don't take right now. So it's just a preference that you, if some businesses contacted you, if you're gonna continue doing partnership with them.
What do you think about SEO and e-commerce?
SEO and e-commerce are really big. I think they're the ones being favored by Google, because those website content niches are being hit before. Now everything that's ranking are mostly about a business that has services and actual products. So e-commerce is it's really big right now. If you want to really offer your services, I think that's the niche that you want to focus on.
What are the main differences if you could just walk us through so that people will like
Oh,
know where they should focus on? I'm gonna be focusing on WordPress or Shopify or Magento or other.
okay. Oh yeah. So this is also what I teach my students. 'Cause I know the feeling whenever it's your first time to optimize a CMS that you're not familiar with. So what I teach them is that you always try to find the things that you can implement SEO wise before doing anything advanced. So just focus on the fundamentals first. Learn how the CMS is working. Learn how you optimize it page by page, or adding title tag at least, or a canonical tag. So those things. But for a business, if they're gonna pick some CMS, you really need to research on that. There's a lot of comparison between CMS, and it depends on the goals of your website, of the business. If you're e-commerce, of course, I always suggest you to have Shopify or WordPress, because it's also integrated to the WooCommerce. It depends. If you're just doing some, let's say your business, you want to manage it yourself as a business owner, and as well as uploading content on your website, then you can select page builders that are easier, intuitive for you to work around those tasks that some coders needs to, that no experience in coding.
I got you. Yes, there are a lot of AI, even AI website builders
Right.
right now. But I'm curious, and this has been on my mind ever since. Does it really matter what CMS you're using, and does it affect your traffic,
Okay.
your website traffic?
It is based on technical. Whenever I do some audit, there are some CMS that are really not that SEO friendly yet. But I think that's just normal for page builder or CMS when they're starting. Because I remember back then Wix is just starting, and some people want it because they're just doing drag and drop. But WordPress, you need some technicalities. But now Wix is getting improved in terms of SEO. So right now, my suggestions for people that are choosing which CMS they want is that they really need to research if these are search. It can be SEO optimized or they're SEO friendly, because your website will not be found on Google if you use a CMS that is not SEO friendly.
That's true. If I'm going to like go into your computer right now, I would see those 10 SEO tools or even productivity tools. That's like
All right,
every day must have,
must have.
non-negotiable.
All right. Okay, of course, top one, since I'm a technical SEO person, I will always choose Screaming Frog. And an alternative for that is Sitebulk, because that's what I use for large websites. And yeah, there's a difference between the two, but they're both about crawling, identifying errors on your website. Top three will be Ahrefs, because basically that's what you use for your keyword research and then competitor analysis. For some keyword tracking tool, maybe what I'm using right now is Noozle.io. It's a focus only on keyword tracking. Then five, for the project management, I will choose ClickUp or Asana if you have a smaller team. What else? Six, well, there's a lot of tools, SEO tools out there. If you want free, you can use Google Keyword Planner. You just need to connect it to your ads so that you can see some data available on Google. There are also some other keyword research tool out there like Uber Suggest, Keyword Revealer, or yeah, for link building, perhaps I can say something. Hunter.io for getting the emails, and then for email sending, maybe Ninja Outreach and other. I don't know. I haven't really done link building because my wife is focused on that.
A lot of tools out there. What as an SEO specialist, it's also important for you to level up or upscale. So what do you do? Do you do attend conferences or do you have like community outside of the Philippines? So how do you level up every year?
Yeah, I always attend conferences, but mostly here in the Philippines only. But it will be given a chance. I want to attend bigger conferences in Chiang Mai, in Thailand, in other Southeast Asia region. But yeah, when I want to study something, I just attend webinars or read blogs from forums like Search Engine Journal or Moz or Ahrefs even have their own blogs. So that's it. Every time I need to study something, I just read it from blogs and then implement it or try its strategies to my own websites.
Yeah, definitely. Do you also, how about the people you follow online? Do you have your top three in mind, especially on the side of tech SEO?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
So
I
you
do
have a
have.
lot.
Yeah. Well, you can always follow those tools that
Yeah.
mentioned a while ago. They also have their own social media team and blogs. Sometimes they give strategies that you wouldn't think their tools capable of. So those are really big help. And in terms of people, follow a lot of people in LinkedIn. So maybe I name a few: Jake Ward, William Cook, Matt Digity, so Aleda Solis. Those guys are really great in terms of technical SEO.
Yeah, I know those names. Definitely powerhouse of tech SEO. If you're working on a mid-size website, so what is the first or the first few things that you would really audit? What are this like your checklist in mind?
Yeah, well, if I'm not gonna use any tool like checking it via my own eye, naked eye, I will always check if you're targeting the right keyword for a
Hmm?
specific page, especially those that are so important, the homepage and the other service pages. So sometimes since these are basic, a lot of SEO do not those small things. So I will check that out. And then, of course, your navigation, because you really want to showcase those important pages there that people, not just bots, not just crawlers, but people, they want to go to these URLs. So you have to really show them there. And then the other one will be anything about indexability and crawlability, because as a tech person, that's what I really focus on. So your broken links, your internal linking, your redirects, those are the things that really matter when it comes to technical.
Yeah, I love that. That's very insightful because sometimes we overlook these things and we go on the aesthetics of the website.
Yeah, right. Straight away targeting different topical, mapping, but your website is not showing on Google. So
Yeah,
what's more important to you?
that's true. What's something about the digital landscape in the Philippines that that you observe in our industry, not just SEO, but in freelancing? What are your thoughts?
All right. So I think since some mainstream media are now recognizing the field, a lot of people wants to join the industry, and I think that's a good rather than bad. That's a good thing because you want to always have someone that is newcomer to do the things that you're doing because that's what make it healthy. The competition, people that are learning just want to learn. So there's also an opportunity for you to teach them. What I think right now is that there's just lack of community that help those who wants that to join our industry. So sometimes when you post something on social media that you're a virtual assistant or you're a freelancer, they're a lot of your friends will comment how to become one. How is it easier to be like that? Is there good pay or something? So you just have to be supportive to them and then tell them the right mindset. You need to really be studying a lot. It's not just an easy task or easy job to be a freelancer, but it is doable for people that has this have their right mentalities and attitude.
That's true. And I like what you said about when friends PM you, DM you, how to. Yeah. If you could go back and give advice to yourself when you were just starting as a from now you diverge from web developer and become an SEO specialist, what would you say to the younger the younger Gab?
Right, right. So whenever I take a bus to go to the city, I always be reminded of how I started. I'm from the province and I need to travel 2 hours just to be into my work. And I think it's the best feeling now that I get to choose what time do I need to work. And then it depends on me on which clients I will be accepting. So I think I'm on the right path right now. I will tell my younger self to just continue what you're doing and do not give up because everything really will test you out first, but it will be worth it.
Wow. Wow. So nice. So nice. And one more thing now that I mentioned about you and your younger self. So what would you tell any business owner right now who's watching this or even, listening to this podcast or VCast right now? What would you tell a business owner who's considering to avail SEO
All right.
services?
Okay. So if you think your business has a very specific unique selling proposition to offer, and that people will really be glad to have it, then I think it's SEO is really perfect for you because this is like a medium for you to voice out whichever your service or product is doing and how you can help people with their lives to improve their lives. So if that's something that is really you're considering with, then contact an SEO professional to help you.
Definitely, yes. Ameticia Digital Marketing is there to serve you. Thank you so much, Gab. If thank you so much for accommodating us. If they're interested with your services or your core, if we have two audience here, one for the freelancers or the people who want to jumpstart their SEO specials, where they can find you, and then also for businesses who want to avail SEO and digital marketing services. So, can you give us your information or contact details or where you
Uh,
are at?
all right, for freelancers that want to upskill and learn about SEO, you can join our Facebook group. Search it SEO Workout. So it will be it's that's the idea to do SEO as well as sharing some fitness tips. All right, but for those businesses that wants to have SEO on their website, you can go to our website ameticiadigitalmarketing.com, or you can also reach me out on Facebook. So facebook.com/gab.valimento.
And that's a wrap on another episode of Beyond Content Marketing. I hope today's conversation gave you some fresh perspectives on how all these different marketing disciplines connect and influence each other. The reality is, whether you're working in Manila, Melbourne, or anywhere across our diverse Asian and Australasian markets, success And SEO content marketing increasingly depends on understanding these interconnected skills and cultural nuances. If today's episode sparked some ideas or got you thinking differently about your approach to content and marketing, that's exactly what we're aiming for with this podcast. Before you go, I'd love to ask a favor. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts. It really helps us marketers discover these conversations, and honestly, your feedback helps us choose better guests and topics for future episodes. Also, if there's a particular expert or topic you'd love to cover, Also, if there's a particular expert or topic you'd love to hear covered on Beyond Content Marketing, feel free to reach out. I'm always looking for fascinating people doing interesting work in our region. Next week, we're exploring freelance copywriting with Angela Nakil. So make sure you're subscribed so don't miss it. Until then, keep thinking beyond content marketing and remember, the best marketers are the ones who understand how all the pieces fit together. I'll see you next week. Bye.